Hey everybody, it's Cory Ballad. I'm an artist and I'm a creative entrepreneur and a social media influencer in the making. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on other various platforms, share this on other various platforms. Visit my blog, corysong.blogspot.com. I'm back again. I'm doing another angle right now. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna do another little roundup thing where I just go over some miniature documentaries that I've looked at on YouTube on the internet. These I found on the Vox, which is I think it's a magazine that's like on YouTube, and they have little videos where they show little documentaries where they explain various aspects of entertainment, and I love it. So I have two of them on my little notes right here. The two that I watched today are why cartoons characters wear gloves and why so many sitcoms look the same. Those are the two documentaries. And I wanted to do these because I love entertainment history. I'm working on becoming an entertainment giant, so have to watch different stuff, read different stuff, study up on this stuff, and try to explain it to you guys and have some fun while doing it. Okay. I also want to get into I was just watching my other, like my vlog thoughts that I had done back when I first started them, which was over a year ago. A long time ago when I first started them, and I took a long break, and I had watched where I said that I wanted to start talking about cartoons on my channel. And so I'd already actually started talking about cartoons on my channel with the with my podcast, but I want to continue and go further into depth. So this is my first stab at that, so I'm very excited and proud of this for going on and doing what I said I was going to do. All right, so why cartoon characters wear gloves? Vox, which is V-O-X, Vox. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it strongly enough. Okay, so this little documentary was about why cartoons wear gloves, why cartoon characters wear gloves. Pretty much just like it said. It's only 4 minutes long, so it's not too much more in depth you can get. So it was about why cartoons wear gloves. She was talking about the Goofy movie, or this. It was two Goofy movies. I don't remember. I remember I had the one Goofy movie when he was in the disco thing on the cover, and Tevin Campbell was singing. So apparently there were two, and the guy on there, he was making a joke about it, or breaking the third wall, about why cartoons wear gloves. He's like, why do cartoons wear gloves? So then they just went on to explain it. They went and explained the history of animation pretty much, and why it was built into these characters' design for them to wear gloves during the beginning stages of animation in the 20s and such. The 1920s and such. So they talked about Felix the Cat. He was one of the first really popular cartoons that emerged. They said he first came out in 1919 or something. Like that. Yeah, I think it was 1919 or 1920. It was 1919, let's say that. And Felix the Cat, he was originally box-shaped, and he was getting popular. His creator, it was getting difficult for him to design it that rapidly, I guess. And so then he changed his design and made him more circular because that was easier to draw. And that's pretty much the short answer to why they were... It's pretty much the short answer to the question that's posed in the title of this documentary, because it was easier for them to design the characters with them having gloves. So what else do I have in my notes? Yeah, so he became more circular, and they started using this technique that was called rubber hose and circle designing. So the arms, like the characters had spaghetti arms and legs, and their heads were circles and their bodies were circles, and it was very simple and easy to draw without having them and anatomically, is that how you say that? Biologically, I can't say any words today. Biologically accurate characters such as Olive Oil and Mickey Mouse, for example, and so that was one of the reasons it was easy for them to design. The second reason that they posed were the characters were hard to see when the film was in black and white during that time. They had black bodies, and their hands could disappear against their bodies on the shot. So they would put gloves on them. That helped. The third reason that they had up there was that they quoted something that Walt Disney said in a biography, or a biography that he wrote, or somebody else wrote for him. It was about his life. He was speaking in it or whatever. I'm not sure if it was an autobiography or a biography. So he said that gloves help the characters be more human, such as Mickey Mouse and all the characters that he had during that time that were animals, made them seem more human. They were doing all these human things, but they were animals. So he felt like gloves would help them. Sorry, I keep looking over to the side. That helped them look more. That made the audience accept them as more human, right? So, and then the fourth thing was it was tied to vaudeville. They talked about vaudeville, how the white people would wear blackface, and they would have gloves on, and the characters were like cartoon characters were based on the vaudeville blackface performers, because they were always like getting into a little trouble, but oh, they're so cute and they didn't mean it, or lovable. So that's how they were from vaudeville. And also the animators, before cartoons started becoming popular, the animators, they would draw on vaudeville stages. So at a vaudeville performance, like back in the old movies, how they had intermissions in them. So when the characters had to go take a break or get dressed for something else, I guess, animator, a drawer, so an artist would come on the stage and draw on the stage. So the animators and the artists were connected to vaudeville, and so that might be a reason why they wore white gloves. And those were all the reasons why cartoon characters wear gloves. So that was that documentary. And then we had why so many sitcoms look the same. So in this documentary, they were talking about the style that was birthed during the 50s of directing a sitcom. It was developed by a director, cinematographer called Freund. He directed I Love Lucy, and I Love Lucy was the most popular show in the 50s, and it basically shaped the way that sitcoms were made forever, for the rest of time until now. So that was the summary of it. So Carl Freund, like I said, he was the director of I Love Lucy. Before I Love Lucy, he was a director of movies in the 20s and 30s and stuff. And he was very cutting edge, and he was making really great looking movies using really new and diverse techniques. And then he got into directing television. And television was a little bit less adventurous in the directing cinematography. Excuse me. Not change hands. Directing and cinematography. category because, wait, hold on, let me see what I got in my notes. 1924 did the first dolly shot. Okay, so yeah, Carl Freund, he was very cutting edge, like I said. Some of the things that he did before he got to I Love Lucy, he did the first dolly shot, which was when the camera was put on some tracks on the stage, on the shooting stage, and or on a cart, and the camera would move around as the actors and such performed. Excuse me. So he got on television. Okay, you couldn't do all the things that you could do with the camera on a sitcom that you could do on the movies. So he has a so Carl Freund, he developed certain techniques that worked good with the way that you had to shoot the sitcom, because they had live audiences during that time, and they couldn't stop and change the lighting and all sorts of things like he did in the movies. It would be very time consuming. The audience might get uninterested. Yeah, so when the actors in the television shows moved around, they would mess with the lighting, and it wouldn't look appealing. So what did Carl Freund do to change that? He developed the three camera sitcom method. So he had 3 cameras on dollies. He had lights on the ceilings, lights on the cameras on the floor. He put microphones all over the studio and in the ceilings and stuff. And this is the way that he was able to make I Love Lucy look so good. The lighting wouldn't be obstructed. Lucy and Ethel could, all the cast of I Love Lucy could move around. They weren't restrained. You could still hear them. You could still see them. The audience wouldn't get tired. They could continue. They could enjoy the show nonstop, and it wouldn't disturb the recording to be later broadcast for reruns. And it's still used today. It's been used. They gave all the examples of how it was used in all the sitcoms in the 90s, the 80s, the 2000s, the one today, what's that show, The Big Bang Theory, all that. So it's still used today. So yeah, that was the end of that one pretty much. So yep, that was why cartoon characters wear gloves, and that was why so many sitcoms look the same. 2 miniature documentaries, entertainment documentaries from Vox that I found on YouTube. So yeah, go ahead. You know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video. What do you think? Was this informative to you? You want to go ahead and check out those documentaries. You could see everything that they were talking about. And let me know what content you want to see from me. I do a lot of things. I've been putting out a lot of videos and trying to expand and keep developing my YouTube channel into what it should be. So go ahead and visit my blog, corysong.blogspot.com, where I also share various things, entertainment things, my artwork and writing and stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye. Let's do the outro. Dude!